Huh. Yes, family. So you know, so upright are the highest and the brightest. You know what I mean, family? Open the eyes, don't be blind. Open the mind, know what to think. Today we are got 34 degree. You know what I mean, family? Yeah, man, for real, man. Everything what me a play are over the 30, over the 33. You know what I mean, family? See with me. You know what I mean, family? That means that we are go spiritual. You know what I mean? So we can feel one inner energy. We can do all of these things, family. You know what I mean? We are great. And if you say you are not great, family, it's like you're not going to be great. Know that you are a great light in the body. You know what I mean? All right. So what may I go do now? May have some videos about, let me tell you what I go on, yeah? About laws, you know what I mean? High degree of laws, yeah? I got one of sound vibration, what sound can do to you. High level of knowledge, yeah? And I have one with Tesla and above Tesla, yeah? So a high level knowledge again, yeah? And I got one with the history of the bombing, what they say happened in the world, yeah? So that is a high knowledge, yeah? And I have one when a cartoon talk like someone quote the cartoon and quoting the cartoon showing you the dumb sign but they write it in English, you know what I mean, family? And I got one about health, you know, if it cleanse yourself, yeah, and how you can detox yourself or detox your mind, you know what I mean, family? And I have one showing you about Halloween candy. When you're giving your kids them candy, Christmas is coming up, and Christmas is there to finish all of your money. You know what I mean? All your hard working money. And I got one going to show you about Hitler. Hitler. When I say Hitler, oh Hitler overpower the people them, etc., etc. I'll show you about Hitler power. You know what I mean, family? And next I have a next one same way about using your own brain thinking. You know what I mean, family? You can't come from so far, yeah, and just using what mankind say. You have to know that you're coming from so far and you have to use your own knowledge, yeah. And next again, I have a life lesson one. You know what I mean? Like this gonna show you about the life you live, the life the celebrity live, the life what out there, what they manipulate the whole entire human race with, yeah. And I got one going to show you about the leaders today and the leaders from the Egyptian time oppressing their people, oppressing our people, oppressing our brother and sister. You know what I mean? Like family, dangerous tonight. You know what I mean? Like what I say, 34 level of knowledge. You know what I mean? All right. So let me start it with a video I make, and I call it Wait there. Give me a minute. This one this one is a new fresh one to the world, you know what I mean? Cause remember I use spiritual in it. No one make video out there like me because I connect with myself and I do what I supposed to come into the earth to do. Upright and upright, the highest and the brightest, family. You see what I say? The highest and the brightest. You know who I am. Alright, so open your eyes and don't be blind. I got one same way. Let me see what I go on. Pick the All right, see that? You know, so me not play around. Pick Wait, boy, come at me have a two same video. Hold on, the family. Upright and upright, you know. How you talk about family? Hold on there. I'm just dropping it good. You know what I mean? All right, so hold on. All right, yeah. So, you know about fake love? I'm gonna show you about fake love first. This is a video what I make. So fresh, just come out of the oven. Open the eyes, open the mind. Just come to reality, family, you know? Yeah, because they can have people out there talking the truth, but still oppressing you. I love a family. I'm gonna share the link. So remember, like, subscribe, press the bell icon. Now I sound like a damn YouTube puppet. But love CMA family. Upright and upright. As you see, you on the spiritual side, you designed this earth. Yes, family. So this one is about feelings. You know what I mean? You know, like when time someone say, "Oh, I love you," but today they love you and tomorrow they hate you. So number one, from the beginning, they never really love you. You know what I mean? They love what they can get out of you. They love what they can see in you. You know what I mean? So they never really love you, innit? So that is a system love. But the reality love, family, because I can feel the sun love, the moon love, the soil love. You know what I mean? And when I do feel nature love, it's not like love like the mankind teach us in school. You know what I mean? Like, oh, some family would say, "Oh, I love that clothes I am wearing. I love that car I am driving. I love go on holiday." These are demonic love, innit, family? These are material love. Like, "Oh, I love when I see you." You know what I mean? Yeah, but I'm always in your mind. I'm always inside of you. So that is how the universe love us. You know what I mean, family? And you are the universe inside of you, but you have to come to your higher self. You know what I mean, family? So open your eyes, don't be blind. Open your mind, know if you think. Because look on the sun. You see the sun? No matter if it burn you up, yeah? Burn you up like you go in the sun and it burn you. Don't think that the sun going to say sorry, innit? Yeah. And when you go to the ocean, if you take in the water in your nose, don't think the ocean going to say sorry. If you eat a fruit, yeah, and you allergic to that fruit, don't think that the earth going to say or the fruit going to say, "I am sorry." So what life is showing us, yeah, we have to use our mind, our own self. You know what I mean? It's just like if the government is treating us bad, yeah, we can't blame the government. We have to blame ourselves, you know what I mean? Because we have to rely on each other to do the right thing. And when we do the right thing, we all can be free. So like what I'm saying, family, you see, the universe, it give us a brain. It give us a universe in here. We are the book of life. So find yourself and find my number. Make we do this thing together. Yeah? Yeah, family. So, like what I say, the sun and the moon and the universe, it do love us. You know what I mean? It love us without a feelings, without a love. It just love us by keeping us alive and making us have our free thinking and come out of this illusion of our brothers who lost should come to them higher self and come to themselves. Because you see, you on the spiritual side, you design this earth how it is today. So when you come on the physical side, your knowledge is in the earth already. But you have to listen to yourself. Listen to yourself, family. I'm out. Find me on Telegram. One world, one family, one circle. I'm out. What?
Listen to me now. Listen to me now.
You are chosen. One world, one family, one circle. Free world for our brothers and sisters. Inbox me, one movement.
When the earth and everything in it passes away, I will be. I hold the universe together from the smallest atom to the greatest galaxy. It all is in my hands. The sun is hidden in my shadow. I have set the earth on its foundations, and I rest my feet upon it. I stir the waters of the oceans with my fingers and shake the mountains with my breath. I am entirely holy and completely other. There are none before me and none like me who can question what I have done or what I will do. My kingdom is eternal and shall exist forevermore. I am the ruler over the kings of the earth. I am the Prince of Peace. I am the King of Kings, the righteous King, the King of the Jews, the King of glory, the King of the ages, the King of heaven, and I am the Lord of...
In the shadows of other dimensions, there lies a nefarious force waging war upon humans from the space between spaces for millennia. A dark force that governs not just our thoughts and actions, but our very souls. The very advent of time began the slave-master hierarchy between us and those unseen forces behind our every action and thought. They built and created rules and systems of thought, created kingdoms and spawned religions used to rule the masses from afar by controlling the ebb and flow of space and time on an epic level. Under the guise of free will and individualism, the systems in place around us actually ensures that we have no choice but to comply and obey an underlying agenda that, at its core, is evil. Put in place by beings that feed and are nurtured by the control they maintain over planet Earth. Outside of the realms of our own imagination and our own reality, there is a sinister, unseen race of beings controlling our every move. From the moment we are born on this planet we call Earth, we are under the yoke of an invisible, superior race. Occasionally mankind has had visions of them and sensed their presence. We have given names to these fleeting transcendental blips in the reality of human consciousness. Angels, demons, ghosts, fairies, elves, aliens, reptilians, men in black, and now dark, all-powerful secret societies. From the earliest texts we have proof that mankind was concerned with the presence, invasion and control of our own species by extraterrestrial beings. But these are not necessarily beings from another planet, but from another dimension. There is a science behind their existence, and the secret lies within the waveform. Over the millennia, these beings have stepped in and out of what we call reality and manipulated our lives. They have control of all our governing institutions, from sovereigns to senate, from commerce to church. They have fed us a series of lies, and we have gorged upon them. It's time to stop the feeding frenzy, and to change our diet to one of truth, to expose the hidden agenda that poisons our minds, to take back our lives. You may believe there is a grand conspiracy in the world to control mankind, created by secret human groups. You may believe that aliens are dealing with our governments, or that there is even a great hidden war afoot between mankind and extraterrestrial life. You may be awaiting a great disclosure of the truth, a day when our leaders come clean. The truth is that our governments and even those secret societies are as much in the dark as you or I. The truth is that hidden from our conscious lives there is a darkness from another realm that forces us into a life of repetitive cycles and keeps us locked away. If you choose to open your mind and consider a different reality, then you may yet be free, at least in spirit. This is the story of how mankind has, for thousands of years, been subjugated, oppressed and controlled by beings from another realm. Are you ready to escape prison planet Earth? The first thing we have to do is to overcome the immediate sense of how strange and bizarre the whole thing of an ancient, controlling and hidden race of beings can sound. Our ordinary lives are so full of facts and figures that we perceive as reality. It's this temperature, it's this time. We live in this country, we are human. We own a dog or cat, we go to work, we come home, we get married, we have children. We work hard, enjoy our lives, and then we die. As sociable creatures, we are always interested in the lives of others, and so we watch, learn, interact. We even spend thousands of hours of our lives watching soap operas and films of fictional people. But we know that these are just actors, don't we? Psychologists have proven that all humans lie. There are just different levels of lying. So what can we really trust? Are the stories we listen to from friends and family any more real than those on the TV? Billions of people listen to others talk about God, spirits, ghosts and more. Billions of dollars are spent on these stories because of belief. This is belief in the words of another human, who we know is more than capable of lying. Hitler once said that if you repeat a lie often enough, eventually the people will believe it. He was right. Thousands of years of spouting the same lies has created massive populations of the globe that now believe in a deity. And yet, if we actually take a look at the very first texts from all religions, we actually discover that our ancestors were talking about beings that came from another place, another dimension. They reveal that beings descended, often with craft. They then took control of humanity, formed the first civilizations, taught us how to grow crops, science, languages, and more. They placed superhuman watchers over us to keep us in our place. We, in return, worshipped them and turned them into our gods. The stories tell us how they had superhuman powers. They could fly and change shape. They had incredible weapons of light, chariots that flew through the sky, and they lived for very long periods of time. Why is it that we modern, scientific, practical humans believe in a so-called loving and jealous God? Because that is what they wanted us to believe. But the truth is that these ancient aliens, beings of light that are in fact our prison guards, and we are under their yoke. Archaeology and history reveal that the times before these beings arrived, humans lived a peaceful existence. We lived off the land. We ate berries and root crops. We followed the herds and were in tune with nature and its rhythms. Then, suddenly, we find broken bones, burnings, and other signs of warfare. What changed? The beings arrived, and a divided mankind fought back. An ancient civil war across the world between those who followed the invaders and those who wanted freedom. It was the beginning of a new way for humanity, a new method of imprisonment. Religion was created for us to follow the lies. And what does religion do? It makes special super beings. The legendary histories tell us quite clearly that these invaders mated with chosen humans and created a special breed. This new breed became our kings and queens, and were themselves worshipped as gods. From Egypt to Mesopotamia, from Europe to the Far East, all kings were gods on earth. These kings were given authority to rule by the creation of religion, which backed their claim to divine authority. The only real authority these alien hybrids had was the superior power over mankind. The ability to beat, control, and manipulate our minds into submission. And now, thousands of years later, we are still under the spell. One unique element we see in historical texts and art is the ability of these special beings to shapeshift. Many texts even tell of how abhorrent they were to look upon. Snake-like reptilian elements are at the forefront of descriptions. Today, many call them reptiloids, saurians, or even draconians. It is nothing new. In fact, it has been known for a very long time. The earliest forms of worship are all serpentine. In every country across the globe, in every single religion, in every myth, no matter how separated by time, the worship of the serpent is of paramount importance. Even in the Bible, the serpent that tempts Adam and Eve is a wise and knowledgeable serpent that speaks using its own voice. It is basically the story of how the serpent took control of the earliest humans, driving them towards a so-called civilized existence, controlled by religion. Using human nature against itself. And yet, history also tells us that we often rebelled against the machine. They were given titles over time by mankind. Elohim, Shining Ones, Watchers. Titles of those who held strict control over civilization. Much of this myth of the Watchers is found to be within the tales of wars and mergings of people across the Middle East between Canaanites, Egyptians, Sumerians, and even Asian civilizations. But the underlying current is a belief in the Shining Ones as leaders, with Watchers doing their bidding, evolving eventually into our myths of God with his angelic beings. The terms Anunnaki, Anakin, and even Nephilim mean those who came down to earth from heaven. Heaven is not something in the sky, it is another place, somewhere special that humans cannot go to while in our physical form. The only way we could actually go to heaven, we are told, was in death, which is simply to live and serve out our time under the bidding of the masters, or to go into an altered state of consciousness. This in itself is very revealing, that we do not actually need a craft to visit the other realm, and from where these beings came, but instead we need to see differently, to alter our perception. What we see as reality, the physical world around us, may indeed, as many scientists are theorizing, be a lie. These ancient beings looked down on the people below and watched, something that would sound very familiar to thousands of people around the world today who have experienced alien visitations. These experiences are altered states of consciousness. They are seeing reality differently. Just like an animal sees a different part of the light spectrum to us, so by altering our own perceptions, we can view a different realm, a realm of the Watchers. Eliphas Levi, a 19th century magician and mystic, whose eyes were opened, speaks of these egregores on numerous occasions, and even links them to the giants or watchers spoken of in the Book of Enoch, saying that they take shape and have appeared in the guise of giants. These are the egregores of the Book of Enoch, termed the Celestial Watchers or egregores by the ancients. Levi also calls these egregores the Anakim, Shining Ones, men of renown, the giants of the Bible, and that they are expressed in the myths of various cultures, just as we have been finding. It therefore appears that Levi knew of these egregores or watchers from the recently translated and widely available Book of Enoch. Levi was well known to have Rosicrucian tendencies, and this movement too was aware of the meaning of the word. In fact, they believed that the egregores were still in existence and were working in the background. Amazingly, the infamous book, the Necronomicon, tells us about a fabulous city of Irem. Irem of the Pillars is part of Arabian magical lore and was built by the Jinn, or angels, and were also watchtowers, the towers of the watchers. The Thesaurus Temporum, translated into Latin in the mid-17th century, gives us a chronology of events surrounding these egregores. They descended, and by 1487 BC they had taken Enoch to paradise due to the descent of the fallen watchers. A text from the 17th century that quite clearly states that the watchers descended, remained on earth, and even took Enoch away again. It seems then that the extremely ancient concept and story of the Shining Ones was still very much alive and being propagated secretly by the mystics of the last few hundred years. These were part and whole of the prince of this world, and of achieving the mystical union of the self-aware personality with the individual profundity. The egregore is a group spirit that serves to remind the initiate of his or her goals. It informs and guides the individual, and it protects the living chain of brotherhood. The living chain of brotherhood is entered into when a Setian performs a rite of their own creation intended to protect and enhance the Temple of Set. The egregore protects the brotherhood by letting them know their enemies are there. A symbolic representation of the egregore is used to maintain a link to the Prince of Darkness. Sir Ormsond IV, Saturnian Principle. In modern terms, beings from an alternate reality, a different phase of reality, have put themselves above us, created religions for us to join and worship within, and formed highly secretive cabals to foster their control. Failure to follow the command means we will find ourselves in what they call hell. Today we have watchers. Thousands of people have witnessed them. Hundreds come into direct contact with them. There are comic books, games, and even movies all about them. We know them as the Men in Black. Their origin in modern times can be found in the 1940s as UFO sightings were on the increase. People who reported having witnessed a UFO started to be contacted and threatened by sinister men in plain clothes and black suits. Over the years, very few facts have emerged about them. They are thought to work for secretive government departments, and yet they are seen across the world. They have strange superhuman powers. They come and go as they please, appearing and disappearing like ghosts. They are referred to by some as demonic beings. They have strange features and dark skin. They shapeshift. In fact, there are hundreds of reports of reptilian shapeshifters all over the world. Eyewitnesses have described humans turning into reptilians and back again before their eyes. These reptilians simply take the form of humans to merge into our society. It is all a trick of the waveform, a lie to our eye. Sometimes humans perceive the world a little differently, and the true waveform is revealed. Ask anybody who has taken LSD what reality is, and they will give you a completely different picture to what they see and what you see. It is not as bizarre as it may sound. It is science at play. Change the colour of your light bulb to red and you will see a completely different room. It will reveal things you did not see before. Strangely, Men in Black often come with strange sounds and lights, as if the barrier of the manipulated waveform was being broken down. Over the thousands of years between the invasion of these Watchers or reptilians, they have not taken power of our governments, religions and secret societies. They created them. They are the powers that rule the world. Their history is the mythology of each and every society and civilization. The stories across the world of serpent gods, dragons and beings of light are the stories of the mass invasion on a worldwide scale. The creation of civilizations everywhere comes hand in hand with the stories of the arrival of beings from another world. Before they came, we were simple, peaceful people. Afterwards, we were part of a huge prison on our own planet. It is said that in ancient times we called aliens angels because we did not know what they were. Today it is said we call them aliens because we know better. There is in fact no difference between them. Aliens and angels are the same thing. Angels came, taught us, manipulated us with their words from the gods, and even abducted us. Today aliens do the same. In fact, just like in ancient times, abductees claim that they were taken by reptilian-like beings. It is claimed by some that aliens would not be humanoid, but they would be if they had, as the ancient texts state, created a hybrid species. The fact is that humans have been abducted for thousands of years. Ever since the arrival of the reptilians, there are copious texts reporting these events, and some of the most famous are the actual characters from our religions: Moses, Abraham, Muhammad, Jesus. All of these and more all had close encounters with what we today would call aliens. Even Mary meets the angels of light at the tomb of Jesus. There are also thousands of artifacts left behind by our ancestors. These depict the actual aliens themselves and their shape-shifting nature. From rock paintings that are tens of thousands of years old to carvings and statues of later civilizations. There are even numerous crafts seen around the world and left for us as works of art. Strange faces, strange craft, humanoids with elongated serpent-like eyes, spacesuits, spaceships, depictions of planets with rings that could not have been known, weapons. There are huge gaps in our history that simply cannot be explained in any other way. How suddenly an agrarian society discovers the knowledge to become a world-leading civilization with the ability to build massive superstructures that point to specific locations in the sky. This is just one example. There are more, and they are all over the world. If mankind was creating some kind of lie about his origins, then he was doing so on a grand scale, and our modern historians are ignoring their ancestors' explanations that aliens came, took control, and took over our minds. The fact is this: ancient artifacts across the world reveal non-human intelligent creatures at the hands of machines and weapons and superior to the ordinary human beings below them. Historians know this, and yet they themselves create fanciful explanations that simply do not explain this whole story. Align the texts with the artifacts, and add into this the altered state humans experience, and we have but one conclusion. We were invaded, and we are right now, to this very day, being controlled by descendants of the invaders. We are under the yoke of a hybrid species of alien beings who rule the world.
Yes, family. So, so upright and upright. Like with me now, I don't believe in a alien. I just look on history, innit, family? Yeah, man, for real, man. Nobody really go too deep in those things, you know what I mean? Because we are a spirit in the body, you know what I mean, family, and the earth. It been through so much things. You see the thing where they call them spaceship, that was from Atlantia time, like today they have plane with wings, you know what I mean? Back in that day, is somewhat spin, what they call them spaceship, you know what I mean, family? It's just like how people tell you about Satan, innit? It come like alien now, is Satan, innit? So people would fear these things. We need to just come to our senses, and when we come to our senses, we all work together. Because you is a spirit in the body, I am a spirit in the body. Alright, I'm going to play a video what I did make still, yeah? Alright, love to the viewers them, you know what I mean? Yeah, Queen Sophia, enough love same way, you know what I mean? Chinibu, enough love same way, you know what I mean? Remember, I can't really see who is viewing in it, family. So, enough love goes out to each and every one, yeah? Alright, I'm going to take off this alien teaching, but family, I got some serious video. These video going, hey, it gonna rock my brain and it gonna rock your brain, you know what I mean? Alright, so this one called how the kids them brainwash, yeah, and how we did not really say get brainwash, we get manual, like you have a manual car, you have to do it for yourself, and the kids them get automatic training, you know what I mean? Like if the kids them want to know something, they just run on the internet, innit? With we have to ask mommy, we have to ask daddy, we have to ask a friend, or we have to sometime maybe watch TV, you know what I mean? Yeah, man, for real, man. So enough love goes out to each and every one. Annabella, like what I say, enough love same way. Sophia, you always ablaze the fire, you know what I mean? Yeah, so enough love same way, family. So this video is a new one, what I did make, yeah? Make I come off of the screen, yeah? Alright, remember I got a lot of high level knowledge video. I got one about laws, I got one about sound vibration, I got one about Tesla, I got one about the chocolate, what they put in the chocolate. Oh, family, that is so disgusting. You know what I mean? When I see this, it's just like when you see these things, it's like you don't want to eat chocolate. But guess what? You see, when you don't want to eat chocolate, it's like it save you money, innit? And the history about the bombing, what gone long time, and someone gonna show you some things in the cartoon, what is reality. We're gonna talk about health, eating same way, you know what I mean? And we're gonna talk about cloning. We're gonna talk about how Hitler brainwash the whole population, and we're gonna talk about using your own mind, and we're gonna talk about life history that I just play, and we're gonna talk governments and leaders never help us, you know what I mean, family? Our love goes out to all of the viewers. So remember, this one is about how the kids them get brainwashed, innit? Alright, love your family. Pick the puzzle what you come into the earth to do. Alright. One world, one family, one circle. Remember to inbox me, family. Yeah? Alright, you can find me on Telegram by number 1 family, and you will see my logo come up here. And this one is about the kids programming today and we programming before. Like we who born in the 90s go back, we was program manual.
I can't believe we made it. According to today's regulators and bureaucrats, those of us who were kids in the 50s, 60s, 70s, or even early 80s probably should not have survived. Our baby cribs were covered with bright-colored lead-based paint. We had no child-proof lids or locks on medicine bottles.
These headbands measure each student's level of concentration. The information is then directly sent to the teacher's computer and to parents.
You know what I mean? Because they get teach by the system. So the kids them today, they just go on the internet and get all information. Yeah, so the kids them today, they program automatic. We who born from the 19th century go back is program or get teach manual. Manual, you have to do it for yourself. Automatic is just there for you already. You know what I mean, family? So when it's just there for you already, you will never come to your reality self because everything is there. But it's just you have to pick the puzzle. You know what I mean? Pick the puzzle, what you come into the earth to do. Because you're special. You are unique. You know what I mean, family? All right. So, family, inbox me, get my number, and we pull together, yeah? I'm out. Yes, family. So, this one, we're going to base on sound vibration, but first we're going to use Kanye West, and I'm not going to play this video right out, you know what I mean? I just want you to get the clue, you know what I mean? Because remember 34 level of knowledge you're getting, you know what I mean? You now get this nowhere else. You're getting video behind video, knowledge behind knowledge, open mind behind open mind, you know what I mean, family? Yeah, so enough love and a family, you know what I mean? Upright and upright. This one is about vibration, yeah? And Kanye West gonna start it.
And then the algorithm, you know what I'm saying? The 808. The 808 exists in the lowest chakra of your body. The majority of content that's related to the 808 is killer or sexual content. The original 808s was even off pitch. So that meant it's an actual sound in the track that you don't realize is there that is up your entire frequency. And now, today, every time I hear a car come out, it's 808. But if you think about African music and hip hop and what we was breakdance to, it was light.
The percussion.
It was upbeat. It was the drums.
What's the signature of trap music? Beats. Drum beats. Them 808s. Produce low frequency sound. Its signature is low frequency sound in that 808 drum beat. The low frequency drum beat. And remember, how do shamans create altered state of consciousness? In indigenous cultures, it's the drum beat. The drum is the tool to drive one into altered states of consciousness. So the 808 machine, the signature of hip hop,
Right.
the drum beat, that most of the 808 beats are in low frequency. Trap music is 808, it resurrected 808 beats. Because now the words are the command message.
Right.
The hypnotic command message.
Moving back towards the weaponization of hip hop and music overall, are there certain frequencies in music that can promote health and healing?
Absolutely.
And what are those frequencies?
So, I often mention, when I mention
testosterone. I mentioned serotonin. I mentioned these two as the two biochemical sources of a man's drive for power. But serotonin, the brain chemical serotonin, is necessary for mental health for men and women. One reason women suffer from depression in numbers that men are. One of the reasons is the disparity in brain serotonin. Serotonin promotes mental health. 10 hertz. So see, God can use Beats by Dre as well as Satan can. So say this song I'm grooving to, 230 hertz is beamed into my right headphone, 220 is beamed into my left. That my brain was synchronized to a phantom 10 hertz. And 10 hertz is precisely the frequency that stimulates the production of serotonin. The reason 4 hertz is the specific fear frequency, because 4 hertz stimulates serotonin's opposite, noradrenaline. Testosterone, the opposite of testosterone really is an estrogen. It's cortisol. Cortisol is the stress hormone that neutralizes the effect of testosterone. The opposite of serotonin is noradrenaline. 10 hertz is the magic frequency to stimulate the production of serotonin. The devil knows that. The devil knows how to stimulate good, healthy biochemistry with music. He also knows that 4 hertz stimulates the production of noradrenaline. And what's the difference between the two? It's important. Serotonin is one of the functions of serotonin is as a chemical lid on our passions. With a healthy dose or amount of brain serotonin, we are masters of our impulses rather than slaves of our impulses. We can control our passions, our appetites. Serotonin is necessary to put the brakes on our appetites. Noradrenaline, if serotonin puts the brakes on our appetites, noradrenaline pushes the accelerator. So with high noradrenaline, it puts the battery in all of our impulses, all of our passions. So low serotonin, high noradrenaline, we are an impulsive. I am an impulsive person. I'm unable to control my passions and I act on all of my impulses.
Right.
4 hertz, and so we are a very impulsive community. The community that is being low frequency vibrations from our music, the community that has been made an ecology of fear. Why an ecology of fear? Because most of us walk around not knowing what phantom 4 hertz in our brain. And so our noradrenaline is stimulated and it cuts off our serotonin. They can make sure they can stimulate in us our serotonin by producing in us phantom 10 hertz frequencies, but our reality is proof that they have decided to stimulate in us or produce in us a phantom 4 hertz frequency, because every black community or every hood from one end of America to the other is an ecology of fear. The urban area, the suburbs, they are ecologies of peace and flowers and health.
Right.
The urban area is an ecology of fear and stress. It's not an accident. It's by design. It's environmental terrorism. I would like to cite 2 articles to contextualize I think your question in this discussion. It speaks right to.
Yes, family. According to what you see, the brother was talking, he's talking about music, but remember a 34 level of knowledge we are deal with, you know what I mean? So we not really stop on one knowledge. Sorry if I cut it, but I'm going to send it to the family circle group and Telegram same way. You know, time is against me, yeah? All right, we're going to talk about free electric now, yeah? Because, you see, who teach you things today, yeah? Like knowledge. Who teach you knowledge? We know we have our parent knowledge or growing up knowledge, but when you see light, like a bulb, who teach you these knowledge? When you see a car, who teach you these things, yeah? When you see glass, window, who teach you these things, yeah? It's the system, yeah? They have a man who they call him Tesla, yeah? Family, I'm not against no one, but we have to know say we must use our mind. This man, what they call him Tesla, out of nowhere, make up lights. Lights, you know? Believe you me. They say Tesla make light. Family, hear me? It's all a lie, yeah? It's all Freemason from the Egyptian days, or if them change them name, or whatever. It's these people. Family, these are high knowledge. You know what I mean? You see, when you know these things, family, the government is below you. You get me, family? Yeah, it's way below you. So, get in as much as you can get in, but remember to share the knowledge them same way, family, because if you know these knowledge, yeah, and your community don't know these knowledge, yeah, it's like, it come like you're an alien to them. But when you want to share the knowledge you know, they're going to say, oh, you're thinking too much in it. Like, oh, you just going to feel alien. You know what I mean? Like, bruv, like, you don't see all the things in front of us. You can't see it. And they can't see it. So that's why I share knowledge, you know what I mean, family? And I share it on a big scale. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to talk the truth. And next family come like, like I'm a teacher. You know what I mean? We all are a teacher. We all are a protector. We all are great. You know what I mean? None of us is above none of us. The sun is not above the moon. The water is not above the soil. The fruit is not above the animals. Nothing of life is not above each other. Woman is not above man. Man is not above. You get what I'm saying, family? None of us is above none of us. But we have our duty we have to play. So this is about Tesla. Look at this just look at this little man. Yeah? Say he invent light. How the hell out of this universe, this man, what they call him Tesla, going to invent light? You know how much things can shine in the night? You know what I mean, family? How much things can shine in the night? So much things. You know what I mean? So, family, hear me. So when them say Tesla invent light, don't brainwash yourself and believe them. You know what I mean? Tesla was a Freemason too, yeah? So remember, a 34 degree is like we at now, you know what I mean? Yeah, we passed the Mason, you know what I mean? Yeah, we're gone spiritual, you know? All right, love your family. Tesla.
Nikola Tesla, an inventor of electric technology in the early 1900s. In a tower he constructed in the United States of America. Tesla, the inventor of such fundamental electric technology as the alternating current, electric engine, radio, the laser, and radar, was successful in simultaneously transmitting sound and pictures between continents in the Wardenclyffe Tower he built between 1901 and 1917. He used an external source of electricity for this, and even applied wireless power transmission technology. Tesla had also built his tower above an aquifer and discharged the negative ions from the aquifer to the tower. The electromagnetic technology used in Tesla's famous tower is identical to the electromagnetic field set up in the construction of the pyramids. Both systems generate negative ions and transmit them without the need for electric cables. So for what purpose did the Egyptians use electricity? Relief carvings clearly show that the Egyptians used handheld bulb-type lamps powered by a cable-free electric source. These bulbs are reminiscent of Nikola Tesla's descriptions to show that his alternating current was safe. At the 1893 Chicago World's Fair, Tesla transmitted alternating electric current through his body to light a bulb he held in his hand without using electric cables. This relief carving shows a wireless antenna. The Egyptians used the antenna and cable-free energy for wireless communication. And the relief on the left is a carved transmitter with the receiver on the left. This evidence indicates that the Egyptians used free wireless energy for communication purposes.
Yes, family. Sorry about that. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Because I was like getting into the Tesla feeling. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. So as you see, is Egyptian them, and who Egyptian get it from? All right. Like how I'm in the Egyptian time zone now. Yeah. So we are in Egyptian time now. Yeah. So we're going to go a bit more into the Egyptian time loop. Yeah, family. All right. So we're going way back in time.
Whenever a government claims to have the people's interest at heart, you need to think again. In the entire history of mankind, there has never been a political elite sincerely concerned about the well-being of regular people. What makes any of us think that it is different now? If the age of enlightenment has brought forth anything, then certainly this. Never take anything any government tells you at face value.
The only pandemic we have is among the unvaccinated.
Always question everything any government does or does not do. Always look for ulterior motives and always ask, cui bono, who benefits.
The voluntary phase is over. It's time for mandates.
Whenever a political elite pushes an agenda this hard and resort to extortion and manipulation to get their way, you can almost always be sure your benefit is definitely not what they had at heart.
It was a case of asking people to go home, and if they didn't, arresting them.
As far as I'm concerned, I will not be vaccinated with anything that has not been properly vetted and tested and has shown no sound scientific evidence that the benefits outweigh the disease itself and possible long-term side effects, which, to this day, we don't know anything about. I will not be reduced to a mere guinea pig by getting vaccinated with an experimental drug. And I will most assuredly not get vaccinated because my government.
Yes, family, man, for cut that one day. As you know, them block you if you use certain word, yeah? But according to what we know life, family, hear me? We don't want no government for the power side. We don't want none of them on our side. We on each other side, you know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, man. We all are spiritual being, and these people is trying to kill us off, you know what I mean? Yeah, man, for real, man. So we are go upon Hitler level, yeah, family? Hitler. So you know, say a high knowledge with upon now, yeah? A high knowledge past 33 degree and with a 34 degree, yeah? So it's like Hitler did go study how to manipulate the whole entire world, you know what I mean? Yeah, so this is like, you see what he's doing, you know what he's doing, so you are above him, innit? Yeah, so if he come back, you know his tricks already, innit? So that's why I say 34. That means that you're going to know all of the Freemason tricks and lies and deceit and all these things. And when you know that, yeah, you are above them, innit? So, like me, I'm at 100, innit? Yeah, family, anything I do 100, you know what I mean? I play my video, I play them 100, you know what I mean? I talk 100, you know what I mean, family? Yeah, remember the highest and the brightest. I'm a spiritual being in the body, just like you, but you have to know your spiritual body. Like my spiritual body is the sun. The sun itself, you know what I mean? And I'm a vibration, you know? Alright, family. So make we play Hitler Secret, yeah? Love your family.
You can't handle the truth.
So Hitler, take it away.
You can't handle the truth. I told you, man. I told you. Don't fuck with me.
These creatures are called the Vril. They come up from underground different spots all over the world. These things have always been under us. These bloodline families, they're just lizard helpers, and lizards favored them in the past. They used to bring them up gold and gems from underground that they mined, and they would trade people gems and gold, and they would give them animals, children, all kinds of things, and just cart them down tunnels and cages. Some of these things, the Brotherhood of the Snake, Dragon Society and stuff, it's all about the lizards. They come up underneath the underground bases. The underground bases have connecting tunnels underneath of them, and they go way down deeper. They need a methane oxygen mix to breathe, and deep underground they got sulfur pools, I guess, that make this stuff. There's 3 types. There's a 1 to 1.5 foot tall one. That's the Vril type 1. The type 1s are covered in red diamond shaped scales. Vril type 1s are real dumb. Little dragons, those are the Vril type 1. There's a type 2 that is not parasitic, but it's still vicious, nasty, carnivorous. They're all carnivorous. Vril type 2 are a little smarter. And there's a type 3 that's 8 feet tall, has a real long neck, and looks like a gray alien. And Vril type 3 run the previous 2 kinds. Atlanteans used to use the Vril to drone other nations. Lizards did something to Atlantis. They hinted that the Vril tried to drone all these people. They had a base in Antarctica. They abandoned it. Hitler had heard that there was some kind of magic power in Tibet. So he sent an expedition that cost like billions of dollars in today's money. Met the Tibetan monks, the main ones, and they introduced him to the lizards. They told him there's some kind of base on the South Pole there. They showed him on a map. Hitler got a hold of all the technology, started back engineering it, but he didn't get it fast enough, and the Americans and the Russians took it with Project Paperclip, and they started back engineering saucers. The Roswell crash was a man-made saucer. The Russians and the Americans each got different bits and pieces of technology from Hitler. The Americans got the saucer stuff. They might even got the cloning technology from this Atlantean base. A bunch of billionaires years ago got together and said, we don't want to die, we want to figure out how to live again as clones. So they did that. They put everything that the person is, allegedly, on a microchip and record the consciousness, and then if the person dies that day, they take that microchip, because they can re-record every night, and they take that microchip and put it into either a clone or a real person's body, which has less side effects, which is what they do, and take them over bodily, just like how the lizards do, but with a microchip. The thing used to be as big as a circuit board. They whittled it down so that the microchip is just a bit bigger than an apple seed. The technology is flawed. It's not as bad as, but it's kind of like the movie Pet Sematary. When the person comes back, not the same, and they're all evil and stuff. You don't even have to kill them. You press a button and they shut off like a light switch. There's no pain, there's no nothing. They just don't want to cease to be existing. The heads of certain religions, they're kind of united in this thing, and they call themselves the Pharisees. The richest people in the world are the heads of religious sects. They've been getting donations for thousands of years. They've been getting the golden jewels for thousands of years. They're the richest people. Buy people's loyalty and ensure their loyalty with fear of man-made hell, death after death of clones. They made a collage of a bunch of different prophecies, the Nostradamus prophecies, the Quatrains, the Revelations, and the Hopi Indian prophecies, Mayan and Aztec prophecies, and they mixed them all together and tried to make some kind of sense of it. These Pharisees, they make the prophecies happen in any way that they can to ensure that religion is still a viable business. They flooded New York using HAARP. They're making rivers go red. They just made that red cow get born, a red heifer cow. They're trying to put it out there in the public now because they don't know what to do, and they know if they take the first step, they might be killed. So they're using me to take the first step. They want it exposed so that the populace will force them to shut it down. They gave me back my memory at age 30. They call it the awakening. So I was there for 25 years and I couldn't put it together in real life. They manually, with the push of a button, allow you to remember. So I remembered it all. They had to tell me gradually so I didn't have a heart attack. I got all the info when they thought that I was absolutely loyal to them. It was like they were trying to show off by showing me what they could do and what they had and stuff. And they can give you sodium pentothal truth serum into your clone to see if you will talk about them if you're unmemory repressed or unrepressed memory, and you'll be able to remember all the clone stuff. But once you're unrepressed memory, you always remember everything. They can't keep your memory away from you then when they bring you there. Every time they activate you, you will remember it the next day. And it's not like remembering a dream, and it's not like feeling like a dream. It's just normal as normal. They can give you an injection to make you feel fuzzy so it'll feel like a dream, but it's just normal. So they only unrepress people that are real ironclad loyal. It also makes you smarter as a clone when you are unrepressed memory. So they wanted me to be unrepressed memory so I could think up better lyrics for songs. I was planning to turn on them. As soon as they released my memory to me, I was going to be down in the police station, on the internet, something, until they killed me. Because, you know, I can't continue to be going to this place. And I always told them I didn't want to go there. Then they wanted to use me for something called Project Camelot. Well, there was a bunch of kids there, candidates for it. This is a real slimy plan to manufacture a messiah-like figure to lead the earth through a cataclysmic catastrophe. They were going to have someone attempt to control the population by talking them through a big catastrophe. They were planning on leading people into underground bases and messing them up, depopulating and stuff. I could never do something like that, to see the world play with people's religion and things. In the past, I agreed to do their whole play Jesus thing, but it was a deception on my part because I just wanted to get unmemory repressed so I could tell the world. For years, I acted loyal to them. I even had to almost give myself Stockholm Syndrome to make myself believe that I liked them because my family members were there. After years of playing friends with them, they told me everything. And then I was a member. I was never a member. I was always trying to deceive them until the day I could destroy them. They've done this to so many people. It's remote-controlled execution, like assassination, that's undetectable, right? As long as they have a clone of you, they can kill you, like kabang. And they killed Bernie Mac this way with an aneurysm. Well, I'll just tell you, Queen Elizabeth had me serenading her because she thinks she's really special. She's pretty insane, by the way, by 5 different ways. She rules this cloning station, basically, her and Vladimir Putin, They have warehouses underground with them growing people, right? And oh man, it's very heavy. There's another aspect to this. It's the lizard part. Now I have to put this eloquently because they said that this is the end of the world event. This is the big bomb that could send the world into panic and loss of order. Well, they're not shape-shifting. The thing is, I'm going to tell you what the shapeshift is, and it's really creepy. And this is the thing that they said that could wipe the world. People panicking with the riots and stuff. Because the cloning thing, people cloning people's kids, messing them up in the brain is bad enough. The lizards. Okay, lizards been around a long time, like since before ancient Egypt and everything. And the symbol, you know, that eye, the eye of Horus with the squiggly hanging out of it, has to do with lizards. It's a lizard symbol. It means two things. It's a pro-lizard symbol, and it also means beware, there's lizards here. Okay, there's 3 different kinds of lizards. I'll tell you all about them. They're called Vril. Germans were into them. They had a club with Vril things. Anyway, there's like a 1 to 1.5 foot tall one. That's the Vril type 1. It's got scales, red scales. There's a type 2 that is not parasitic, but it's still vicious, nasty, carnivorous. They're all carnivorous. And there's a type 3 that's 8 feet tall that has a real long neck and looks like a gray alien, but it comes from deep underground, like below deep base deep. Now I have to tell you about the parasitic aspect of the lizards and why the Illuminati and the governments use them, okay? I'm saying this in a nutshell. Well, the lizards have a thing, okay? They have what's called a proboscis. There's lizards out there today that have a proboscis on their face, okay? These things got it in the middle of their head, okay? And on the top of their head, this is the Vril type 1 and 2. The type 2 have a proboscis sheath that comes out, it sticks out. The type 1s, for instance, it's like a chocolate chip, it looks like, basically the tip of it. Now, at one point in these things' lives, because they have a long lifespan, the lizard species, one point in their life, they slowly wiggle this thing out, eject it, and it goes into somebody's eyeball, okay, another animal. Now, it wiggles in by the sense of taste. They described this to me so, like, when I was like 18 years old there. These lizards have a unique biological property of their bodies. The lizards have what's called a proboscis. It's an ejectable brain and spinal column. The small ones they use to drone people because the proboscis on young lizard type 1s, they're small enough to go into an eye and not ruin the eye because they're supposed to do this to animals with bigger eyeballs, probably freaking dinosaurs. They parasite a human's brain. This top cap thing on the top of their head comes out. They can do this once in their life. It pulls their spinal column along with it. The human would have to be restrained or unconscious. The thing squiggles in through the eye. It does a spiral around the optic nerve all the way to a certain point, and it's driven there by taste. And they said once it gets there, it has the taste of butterscotch. It then starts what they call sweating the quill. The spinal cord stuff comes out of the spinal cord, and it's everything that the lizard is. The lizard's whole body is dead, and it can't go back in. It's one way. The juice that's in the spinal cord gets excreted out of the tip of this thing. They're parasitic cells. The parasitic cells go into the brain. The old person's consciousness is gone. The body is absolutely, totally dominated, and the lizard is smarter as a human. Over time, it'll develop a rash, it'll lose its hair. And they're actually deficient. They're dumber than the original person. And they mimic human behavior. And it knows that its life is dependent on it mimicking human behavior, so it does really well. Even with other animals, it's smart enough to instinctually mimic the animal's behavior. The drones of 100 years ago erased any existence of these Vril lizards from Egyptian carvings on walls. They would smash them, or books that had anything in them about them, they would burn them.
Yes, family. So, it's our upright and upright, our eyes and the brightest, you know what I mean? Yeah, so like what me I say, family, as I see all this family talking, someone tell him all of these things. It's not like, oh yeah, he been through it, so maybe he's one of these MK Ultra kids, them, you know what I mean? Yeah, cause they say, oh, it's when he was 30 years old, they kind of free him up and all of these things. So picture, a child get kidnapped from who knows when, yeah? And they influence all of these things. As you see the pictures them, yeah, it was like a childish picture in it. Yeah, you know what I mean, family. When I do my videos them, yeah, like my dream and whatever, yeah. Because I do video of my dream in it. I don't live someone else's life, and I don't come into the earth to do someone else's journey. Like, oh yeah, I want to be a millionaire, or I want to have big house, or I want to have money, or I want to go on holiday. I don't live someone else's life, yeah. And the way he's talking, you can tell, say, he's like being brainwashed, you know what I mean, family? Because you see, you have a universe, you have a powerful mind, you know what I mean, family? So powerful, yeah. It's like you can see me as stupid, you can see me as like an alien or a crazy one. And for you to see someone as a crazy one, you proper brainwash, you know what I mean, family? Because we're all in the earth for certain purpose. Maybe you are here to protect the water, I am here to protect the land, you know what I mean? But a lot of us brainwash ourselves too, you know what I mean? Like believe in someone out there, not believe in the spirit in us, because we are a spirit inside the body, you know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, backside time fly in it when you're having fun in it. Yeah, family. So what me I go do, me I go play the next cloning one. Yeah, family. People can clone people in it, cause they clone Dolly the sheep in it. Yeah, so scientists right now, I am here on the live. Scientists is coming up with deadly things to brainwash us, to poison us off, to give us short lifespan. Because when family live and reach 70, they say, oh, I live long, innit? Or when they live 80, 90, imagine 100. You know what I mean? But when you reach 100, it's like how much poison in your body. You can't go 200, innit? Yeah, family. So make we understand ourselves, innit? And when we understand ourselves, yeah, we can live longer, you know what I mean? Alright, so I'm going to play this one and call it a evening, yeah, family? And enough love, remember? If I don't share the videos here, I share it on Telegram, yeah? Alright, so don't miss out. And I love you so much. Yeah, family? Yeah. So that one was Hitler. So this one, you have to know if you angle the truth, innit? Alright, love you, family. This is about cloning. I got a next video, could have boost it up, you know what I mean? But I just leave it right here. Love you, family.
You can't handle the truth. I told you, man. I told you. Don't fuck with me.
To live forever, you want to get away from illness, hurt, anything that doesn't work the way it's supposed to. We have achieved that here. This is called the cortical stack. This cortical stack stores your memories, everything that makes you you, mannerisms, emotions you ever felt, people you know, anything, even your consciousness is stored on this device. We did not create this device, but we do use it to help our sleeves move. Sleeves are basically human bodies we grow in our labs. They're organically real. Bones, tissue, organs, everything. These are the best bodies you'll ever have, period. Nothing can hurt these bodies, but they are human. So if something were to happen to them, you can always change them out for a new one. That's why it says immortality becomes non-existent.
nutrients. He still needs to breathe, okay? Just like we do on a day-to-day basis. But Joel is in an unconscious state. So his cortical snack is waiting for someone's mind to be needle casted into his cortical snack. So basically he's being a big threat for your mind to be in his body. So come closer, get closer. If you guys would like to go home, when we go live, I'll give you a second.
Please direct your attention to the screen for more information.
Right. Absolutely.
You know, if you go to Disney World, for instance, down there in the Haunted Mansion, you see the hologram, right? Oh, you know how to make a hologram. Well, our scientists have learned how to make people. They call them synthetics. Are you familiar with those?
Well, actually, we just interviewed John Lear, and he was talking about being in an audience in which they were given a lecture by a guy that they thought was real and found out later he was a hologram.
Well, it's a synthetic. A synthetics, when you touch their skin, it feels like plastic almost. That's the latest technique. The old techniques, if you guys can rent a video, the boys from Brazil, rent it, because in it, it gives you the exact way how our government's been making people.
Really?
Yeah,
well,
and the Soviets have a different method called...
I mean, making people meaning temporary people?
No, walking, talking ones.
Meaning through genetics? You're not talking about that?
Well, let me tell you. The movie shows it, but I'll share it with you right now.
All right.
All I need to do is take 2 cells off of your body, yours.
Uh-huh.
We give them a small electrical charge. I'm just they'll act like a fertilized egg. If I got a fertilized egg, all I need is a receiver in order to make it. So they were hypnotizing women, you know, said they were being invaded by aliens. And the fetus starts growing, right? Needs food. Well, they can use cows and sheep, too. Again, a food source, that's all we need. After about 14 weeks, all of a sudden that fetus is gone because they've learned to take, that's when the fetus starts developing its own blood supply. Then they've used the pituitary hormone extract that they have, which accelerates the being that grows. And the original technology was given to our government by the Greys. Now, the reason was that our scientists were all excited because we could have spare parts. If you need a heart or a liver or anything, you won't have any rejection. It's your own DNA, right?
Okay, because theoretically, if we have overpopulation, we don't need more people, right?
But the so-called elite are selecting on who they want to have around anyway, so if we want to keep people going as long as we can. I talked to the doctor that was working on regeneration of Castro, for instance.
Right.
On the DNA sequencing. And they're just learning about this.
Well, my understanding is that a lot of presidents have already been replaced.
That's right.
Yeah,
I don't think...
They're walking around, they look old, but they basically, some of the people are just
I'll just
second,
give you
third
something
copies.
I'll give you something to ponder. Get some old videos of George Bush, when he first came into office. Look at the person and listen to him speak. Look at his actions and listen to everything that's there. Now, it's a lot easier to put somebody out in front to act as even Bush did. He had somebody else that was up there acting like he is and look like it. Even Hitler had he had his stand. In fact, his stand-in was the one that they found in the ground over in Germany. I mean, Hitler and Eva and the dog and 14 other people got aboard a plane and flew down to Barcelona, Spain. You were aware of that. And then ended up in Antarctica or in Swabenland and then died a few years ago in Brazil.
There's 2 different kinds of cloning.
Yes, family. So I'll call it a evening, yeah? Yeah, man. So tomorrow we start it with this cloning video, you know what I mean? So most of the videos them I share it through the group, and love goes out to Mooney. Yeah, family. I have to give thanks to the higher level of life, innit? Yeah, man. So giving thanks to the higher level of life, that is my mom. And I did get a dream and a vision with her, and just like how you see this, but it was more better in it. So for now, I just make this to remind me, say it's like someone is watching over me, you know what I mean? Yeah, so I play it for she to guide me on the spiritual side, and I to do the right work on the physical side. So doing this live, love goes out to Mooney. Yeah. So by me and the physical side, I can know who I am, what I must do, and where we must go, you know? Yeah, family. So if you have a loved one out there, family, believe you me, they are watching over you, yeah? And watching over you, family. I love you so much, you know what I mean? Yeah, family. So what I'm going to do, love goes out to Mooney, and love goes out to each and everyone who have, you know, a loved one same way, you know. Wait there. Yeah, man, I get a call, you know what I mean? Yeah. Alright, family. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna play the last video what I make, and just call it a evening, yeah? Yeah. So this one is about fake love, yeah? Yeah, cause someone love you today and hate you tomorrow, innit? Pick the puzzle. Mooney, you know, come down yet. Mooney love the video like Mooney take that get them himself. Alright, so this video is the last video what I did make. No, second to last. Pick the puzzle. So that was the last what one. You come in. But because you say you and the spirit is this one. Maybe it's the second to last. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, this one is about fake love, you know what I mean? You know, someone love you today and hate you tomorrow. Fake love, innit? Alright, love your family. And have a upliftment afternoon. Love goes out to each and everyone. You know what I mean? And we're going to work in this world to make it free for yourself, for me, and for the generation to come. And our family member. Yeah? Alright, love your family. Upright and upright. The highest and the brightest. I'm out. Shall side, you design this earth. Yes, family. So this one is about feelings. You know what I mean? You know, like when time someone say, oh, I love you, but today they love you and tomorrow they hate you. So number one, from the beginning, they never really love you. You know what I mean? They love what they can get out of you. They love what they can see in you. You know what I mean? So they never really love you, innit? So that is a system love. But the reality love, family, because I can feel the sun love, the moon love, the soil love. You know what I mean? And when I do feel nature love, it's not like love like the mankind teach us in school. You know what I mean? Like, oh, some family would say, oh, I love that clothes I am wearing. I love that car I am driving. I love go on holiday. These are demonic love, innit, family? These are material love. Like, oh, I love when I see you. You know what I mean? Yeah, but I'm always in your mind. I'm always inside of you. So that is how the universe loves us. You know what I mean, family? And you are the universe inside of you. But you have to come to your higher self. You know what I mean, family? So open your eyes, don't be blind. Open your mind, know what you think. Because look on the sun. You see the sun? No matter if it burn you up, yeah? Burn you up like you go in the sun and it burn you. Don't think that the sun going to say sorry, innit? Yeah. And when you go to the ocean, If you take in the water in your nose, don't think the ocean going to say sorry. If you eat a fruit, yeah, and you're allergic to that fruit, don't think that the earth going to say, or the fruit going to say, I am sorry. So what life is showing us, yeah, we have to use our mind, our own self. You know what I mean? It's just like if the government is treating us bad, yeah, we can't blame the government. We have to blame ourselves, you know what I mean? Because we have to rely on each other to do the right thing. And when we do the right thing, we all can be free. So like what I'm saying, family, you see, the universe, it gives us a brain. It gives us a universe in here. We are the book of life. So find yourself and find my number. Make we do this thing together. Yeah? Yeah, family. So, like what I said, the sun and the moon and the universe, it do love us. You know what I mean? It love us without a feelings, without a love. It just love us by keeping us alive and making us have our free thinking and come out of this illusion of our brothers who lost should come to them higher self and come to themselves. Because you see, you on the spiritual side, you design this earth how it is today. So when you come on the physical side, your knowledge is in the earth already. But you have to listen to yourself. Listen to yourself, family. I'm out. Find me on Telegram. One world, one family, one circle. I'm out. What?
Listen to me now. Listen to me now.